Tonight from the Rogers Center in Toronto, the Twins begin their toughest and longest road trip to date. It's the Twins and the Blue Jays in the opening game of a 3-game series. The Blue Jays lost 2 out of 3 to the Twins in Minnesota, but they've come on to take over the lead in the American League East, and they actually have a comfortable lead. From here, the Twins go to Detroit and then to Boston. The biggest lineup in the American League belongs to the Toronto Blue Jays. A lot of home run hitters, a lot of hits in the lineup. The Twins pitching staff will have their hands full here in this 3-game series. The Twins won the World Series last in 1991, and then the Blue Jays won a pair of World Championships. The one common denominator, Jack Morris, the ace of the team in 1991 in Minnesota, and took over that duty with the Blue Jays in 1992 and 93. And coincidentally or not, Mr. Morris here in the booth in Toronto. We welcome you to Twins baseball here at the Rogers Center. And a debut tonight for the newest Twins, Kendrys Morales, to the surprise of many, inserted right into the starting lineup.
Well, they have to get him in somewhere. They need his at-bats, and the Twins went out and got this guy because they know that he's a professional hitter. He's proven that in the past. Kendrys showed up early for early BP with a lot of the Twins players, as they do so often on the road the first day of a series. And I believe he took several swings. I know that he hit at least 5 into the seats, and he looks strong, and we know what he can do. He showed that last year when he was a member of the Seattle Mariners. You see the numbers there, 23 home runs, 80 RBI in about 600 plus at-bats. So Kendrys is a hitter.
And the Twins signed him because they felt their lineup needed a little bit of a boost. Well, there are no such concerns here in Toronto. A lot of home run hitters, a lot of runs scored, and the Twins, as we said, are going to have their hands full of pitching to this Toronto lineup.
Well, they have about 5 players in their lineup with at least 10 home runs, so they've got some potent offense. Edwin Encarnacion has 16 home runs in the month of May, just one shy of the all-time record. Melky Cabrera's hitting the ball again. Brett Lawrie's hit a bunch of home runs for the Blue Jays this year, so they've got some potent offense.
Twins have done a better job this year keeping the ball in the ballpark. That figures to be challenged here tonight in the series opener. It's the Twins and the Jays, and later the Tigers and the Red Sox. This big road trip, this important road trip, gets started in just a moment. Fox Sports North is presented by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. And by Dodge. Hurry into the Dodge 100-year event and see how good we look for our age. Some formidable opponents on this road trip. Twins haven't won a season series, haven't so much as split the season series with Toronto since 2005. Kendrys Morales pretty much talked his way into the lineup. He told the manager through Bobby Cuellar that he wanted to play. He sat enough on the sidelines watching other people play baseball. Tonight he wanted to play baseball, and Ron Gardenhire said, that's good enough for me. Here's the manager talking about the inclusion of Kendrys Morales.
Said he's been setting for 4 months, and he's thought about it, and he watched the game yesterday, and he wants to play. And I got no problem with that. I told him he's going to have to let me know how he's feeling. He came out early today. He did everything out there, swinging the bat. The only way we're going to find out if he's ready to do all this is let him do it.
Well, there you have it. Gardy is going to put him right in there, and that's the way they're going to have to do it. That's part of the scenario that's unique to Ron Gardenhire and the Twins. He's never really had this situation before, but Morales is going to have to get his work in at the big league level right now in action.
And under these circumstances, the only way he's going to get some at-bats is to get some at-bats, to paraphrase Tom Kelly yesterday. Here's the Menards batting order for the Twins in the opener of this 3-game series. Danny Santana followed by Brian Dozier, tied for the league lead in runs scored. Then Joe Mauer back in the lineup, Josh Willingham, Oswaldo Arcia, Kendrys Morales taking over the DH spot, Trevor Plouffe, Kurt Suzuki, and Eduardo Escobar.
And we're going to get to see R.A. Dickey's numbers this year. You can see he's got 13 starts, record 6-4, ERA of 4.25. So he's a veteran. He's been around the block. Former Cy Young Award winner, R.A. Dickey.
Blue Jays have been pretty good out in the field too. 64 games played, only 32 errors. And the Northland 4 defense for the Blue Jays: Cabrera in left, Anthony Goes in center, Batista in right, Francisco Reyes, Laurie, and Encarnacion the infielders. Josh Tolley behind the plate. Tolley, of course, Dickey's personal catcher. Right now, the only guy in either league who can catch a knuckleball.
Well, and he was even talking about wearing a yellow glove tonight. He was telling me that he had a special colored glove to help the pitcher concentrate and focus. But I see as he goes out there that he's not sporting that tonight.
It'll be Santana, Dozier, and Mauer here in the Twins first. The Twins, as we said, beat the Blue Jays 2 out of 3 under frigid conditions at Target Field in April. And we'll see what happens here. With Santana in the box, he's taken over center field and the leadoff spot. And he takes strike one. Darts inside. Is that a good word for a knuckleball?
Yeah, shift moves, dances, flies, slides, whatever. I mean, it's just unpredictable, really.
Fouled back, and it's 1-2.
The Mall of America scouting report for R.A. Dickey is basically jump on that first hittable pitch. When you're a hitter and you got a knuckleballer, there's an old saying in baseball: if it's high, let it fly, meaning let the bat go and swing at it. If it's low, let it go. Usually the ball ends up out of the strike zone. So we'll see how the Twins approach that today. He's throwing more fastballs early in the count, and he's also using his changeup a little bit more this year.
And Santana takes low, and it's a full count. Twins would love to get Santana on base a lot here against R.A. Dickey. That's hit well to right center field. Batista going back, and that ball is gone. A home run for Danny Santana. He not only got on base, he'll touch all 4 of them.
Yeah, he can take it easy around second and third. Danny Santana, just such a spark for the Minnesota Twins, and we saw yesterday he been driving the ball hard even in a couple of his outs. That time he just jumps all over a high pitch from R.A. Dickey. We get to see it right here. up in the zone, little knuckleball that kind of stayed out over the plate. And Danny put a good swing on it. The ball ends up over the right center fence about 480 or 380 some feet away.
Just the 9th home run allowed this year by Dickey, and he's thrown nearly 80 innings pitched. Knuckleball, schmuckleball. There's a Tapper foul. 2 strikes now to Dozier.
I got to see a lot of R.A. Dickey last year covering the Blue Jays, and the one thing I can honestly say about him, when his knuckleball is dancing, nobody can hit it.
Tapper up the line, foul.
It's just almost unhittable, but he has struggled at times with the ball up, and that knuckleball is such an unpredictable pitch for a guy. You would think, oh, how can you not have command of it? Well, try throwing it one time. You'll realize how difficult it is.
Dozier chops another one foul.
I guess if it was easy, every pitcher in baseball would at least attempt to throw it, and it is not an easy pitch to master.
Particularly, I would think, when it's very cold, as it was at Target Field. And Dickey made his first start this year against the Twins under frigid conditions. This one fouled back. And Dickey got in and out of trouble a couple of times in the first 4 innings, and the Twins finally collected a bunch of walks and singles and knocked them out of the game in the 5th after they'd scored 5 runs.
Yeah. Another interesting point about R.A. Dickey, he's the fastest working starting pitcher in all of baseball. Time between pitches, he gets the ball, he's ready to go. Mark Burley is number 2, and so they've got 2 guys that really work fast, something that a lot of managers and pitching coaches love to see.
1-2 to Brian Dozier. 2-2. Twins, I guess, catch a break in that they won't see Burley in this series.
They'll probably see him at the All-Star games.
And now 3-2 to Dozier. It was a 3-2 pitch to Santana that was clobbered over the fence in right center field. A deep drive down the left field line. 2-0 Twins. For Dozier, home run number 13. And again on a 3-2 pitch.
The one thing that R.A. Dickey's been trying to work on and has had success doing it this year is not get behind in the count and don't work deep counts. And that's one of the things he's been doing by not throwing too many knuckleballs. But again, watch where this pitch is. Right where Brian Dozier loves it. Down and in. He drops the barrel head on the ball and right down the line, the upper deck.
Now Joe Mauer. He drives one foul down the left field line. 1 strike. Again, Dickey just giving up 8 home runs all year long, and he's given up a pair to start the ball game tonight. And here we were talking about this power-laden Toronto lineup, and the Twins step out there and hit home runs in the first 2 at bats. 1-1 to Mauer.
The Twins have got. They've already made big strides, in my opinion, in offense. They've got some guys, and now with Morales in the lineup, hopefully he'll jump right on the bandwagon.
Drilled to center, and Goes is there. 1 away. A well-hit ball for the first out. In today's game, we are participating in the Home Run Challenge, and every home run in this game raises $583 for prostate cancer research. You can make a pledge by going online to homerunchallenge.org. The Twins organization is also getting involved in the Home Run Challenge. They'll be donating an additional $10,000 for each home run hit by the Twins this week, and $1,000 for every strikeout by a Twins pitcher. Here's Josh Willingham, up, ball 1.
Well, very good. The Twins are 20 grand in debt already to this, and that's a good thing.
Tapper left side, cut off by Francisco. 2 down. And that'll bring up Oswaldo Arcia.
Talking to John Gibbons before the game, he's got Juan Francisco playing third base. Brett Lawrie, the normal third baseman, shifts over to second base when the Blue Jays are playing right-handed pitchers, and that's something they've done this year. Brett Laurie originally came up as a second baseman, has done such a great job at third base, but he'll play third against left-handers.
I woke up this morning and I thought, I'm looking forward to these at-bats. Arcia against Dickey. Don't know what's going to happen. There might be 12 swings and misses, but they're going to be very
violent swings.
Very violent swings. 1-0 to Arcia. And up high again, 2-0.
I enjoy watching Oswaldo take his batting practice swings, especially after he's loose and warmed up. He was launching them. He was trying to show all his friends how far he could hit it.
2-1. Boy, you weren't kidding about R.A. Dickey. It's get the ball back from Tolley, step on the rubber, look in for the sign. Let's go.
Yeah, he's never, let's put it this way, the hitter never has to wait for him.
3-1 with Morales on deck. Look at the pitch count already. This is number 25 in the inning. Less of a concern, of course, for a knuckleballer. Tap foul, and it's 3-2. The Twins have hit a couple of home runs on 3-2 pitches already in the ball game. Velasco getting some early run support. And Arcia takes a walk. And that will bring up in his Twins debut Kendrys Morales.
A lot of anticipation for this in the last couple days. When will Kendrys get his first at bat? Will it be this week? Will he take batting practice? And sure enough, he's in the lineup. And now with a runner on base, an early lead for Ricky Nolasco, it all begins.
Switch hitter. Career numbers pretty evenly split between right-handed and left-handed, and he takes strike one. And strike two. You can see the knuckleballs floating in. 79. Every once in a while, another tick or two above that with the knuckleball. He throws a hard one.
Yeah, he's got two different speeds on his knuckleball, one in the mid 70s, one in the high 60s.
Foul tip, and Tolley trying to sell it, but it hit home plate umpire Tom Hallion. So that's not a foul tip caught.
Catchers, I'll tell, they try to do a lot of crazy things here. Ball right off the face mask, and it's in Tolley's hand.
And Hallion took that one right off the grill, and he's a little shaken here. And some immediate concern for home plate umpire Tom Hallion.
I don't know if anybody can really understand, who's not been there before, or at least been close to it, the impact of a direct foul tip right in the face mask for an umpire or a catcher. And just watch how his head shakes when this foul tip goes right in his face.
Low on the mask, and ordinarily umpires are pretty good about shaking it off and saying, let's go, but that's not the case here. So we'll keep an eye on Hallion and hope for the best here. 2 strikes to Morales. And nothing wrong with his strike 3 call. Looks like Tom Hallion's all right. Morales strikes out in his first Twins at bat, but before that, Santana and Dozier homer, and it's 2-0 Twins. The trainer came back out to check with him. Heard Suzuki checking with him as well. John Gibbons has seen his team climb to the top of the heap in the American League East. The Menard batting order. For the Blue Jays, Jose Reyes, Melky Cabrera, Jose Bautista, Adam Lind, Edwin Encarnacion, Juan Francisco, Brent Laurie, Josh Tolley, and Anthony Goes.
The numbers for right-hander Ricky Nolasco this year. He's 4-5 with a 5.65 ERA. Won his last 2 games.
Outside, Reyes bluffing a bunt. Ball 1. And another one sailing outside. 2-0.
The addition of Jose Reyes to the Toronto Blue Jays last year was really kind of traumatic. He started out hitting over 400 early.
Bouncer hit to Dozier. 1 down.
And then he slid into second base and hurt his leg and ankle, and it really affected the Blue Jays because he has got leadership qualities. Reyes is just high energy, very positive, demands the best out of his teammates and demands the best out of himself. He's a great ball player.
1 down. Melky Cabrera having another nice season for the Blue Jays. Not so much last year, but Cabrera right from the get-go this year started hitting, and he, like Reyes, accomplished switch hitter, hitting well from both sides of the plate. Ball 1.
We watched Melky last year and jokingly aside teased that he had cement in his boots. He couldn't move very well, and much to our surprise at the end of the year we found out he had a tumor in his back, and they operated with success. And everybody from the Jays organization just tell me it's night and day difference the way this guy has gone about his business.
1-1 to Cabrera. Fouled back. Nolasco had a great game, great start against the Yankees in New York. Twins won that series 2-1. His start against the Brewers was probably better than the numbers would indicate. He ran into trouble in the 7th inning, gave up a 3-run home run to Aramis Ramirez. There's a ball lined to left and down for a hit. And outfielders need to be very careful. We'll take a look at the Northland Ford defense for the Twins. And that ball nearly hopping over Willingham's head. Willingham in left, Santana in center, Arcia in right, Plouffe, Escobar, Dozier, Mauer, Suzuki in the infield. It'll be an issue for infielders too on choppers, but the surface here is much springier than it was a year ago. Here's Jose Bautista. Just outside, ball 1. This ball nearly hopped over Willingham's head, as cautious as he tried to play it.
They have added a lot of the rubber granules into the playing surface this year, and that has created a difficult situation. Balls do bounce. You have to play differently when you know a ball's going to hop. You don't typically play it that way. You have to adjust to this surface. It's unique.
Watching batting practice, I likened it to the first artificial turf surface at the Metrodome. We know how springy that was. 1-1. And now down and away, 2-1.
Well, this is AstroTurf, and it's got several different compounds in it, and they can add or subtract based on what they're trying to accomplish, apparently. But I don't know as though they ever get it uniform. I mean, we look out there in right center field, it seems like it's a different material.
3-1. Bautista, the league leader in walks, and Alaska is in danger of walking him. Brewers like cold hard facts. And Bautista with an .833 slugging percentage against the Twins. Yes, pitch him carefully, but now a walk has put the tying run aboard here in the first inning. First and second, 1 down. Talking about Nolasco's last start. Ran into trouble in the 7th inning, but prior to that, 5 of his 6 innings were 1, 2, 3 innings. And on the heels of his good start against the Yankees at Yankee Stadium, it was like, okay, this is what the Twins wanted to add to the rotation. And then a single home run, and then the numbers don't look so good against the Brewers.
For Ricky, it really quickly unraveled, but that's baseball. It shows that every pitch has a meaning. You have to have focus.
There's strike one to Lind.
One of the things that have really changed the Jays' approach differently is they've been very disciplined at the plate this year. They haven't swung out of the zone too much, and that's a sign of a good hitting team when they can kind of keyhole in on strikes.
Bautista just drew his 51st walk of the year. Now 1-1 to Lind, who's having a good year. Just 114 at bats on the season. Swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch.
John Gibbons has been usually using Adam Lind only against right-handers. He has that luxury now with Encarnacion being able to play first base and different guys DHing. And Lindy's kind of seeing nothing but right-handers. Very good breaking ball hitter.
Lifted foul over the Toronto dugout. Velasco looking for win number 5 on the season. A lot of hits and a lot of runs allowed so far this year. Has gotten 7 ground ball double plays on the year. Would like to pick one up here. Hook foul. Still 1-2.
Ricky taking a little something off that breaking ball there. Had Adam Lind out in front. He hit the ball sharply, but because he was out in front, pulled it foul. You can see the different variations in speed for Ricky.
On the outside corner, big strikeout as he shaved the corner to get out number 2.
Umpire Tom Hellion appears to be just fine. He's getting with the spirit of things there on that strikeout call. Watch him get into it. Oh boy, I like that.
Pitch number 6 might have been off the plate.
Let's see, he said it with such conviction to Adam Lind that Lindy didn't even argue.
And now Encarnacion. Big swing and a miss, 1 strike. What a month of May Encarnacion had.
I believe Edwin is their most dangerous hitter in their lineup. I know Bautista's had all the attention. Melky, a typical 300 hitter, and they need all those guys in front of them. But Edwin just can clean up. I mean, he can flat out. He's so strong. He reminds me of Pinton and Arcia combined. He's got that kind of hand strength. He's become much more disciplined. Still can chase once in a while, but very, very tough hitter.
Deep to left. Willingham back. Gone. And the Blue Jays take the lead. A pair of solo home runs more than countered by a 3-run home run.
A breaking ball that just spun there, and that's that backup curveball, slider, whatever it was. It just didn't move. You're talking about Edwin. You can see Ricky releases that ball, and it didn't break at all. Edwin head down, hands out in front, and the Jays jump on top.
And now Juan Francisco with the bases empty. For Nolasco, it was, as I said, the 3-run home run that knocked him out of the ball game against the Brewers, and now a 3-run home run greets him here in the first inning. 2 strikes.
Well, at this pace, it should be about 28-23.
One and 2. Francisco has stepped in and given John Gibbons a nice complimentary bat from the left side of the plate. He too with 10 home runs on the season. Grounded foul. Blue Jays were shut out in back-to-back games here against the Cardinals. And now in the first inning, a 3 spot at least against Nolasco. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. And that's the end of the first inning. But a 3-run home run by Encarnacion. And the Jays have a lead. National League All-Star voting list, and the All-Star game is on Fox July 15th. Fan voting on MLB.com continues through July 3rd, and plenty of events at Target Field leading up to the All-Star game, including the Home Run Derby, which will be on ESPN Monday the 14th, and then of course the All-Star game on Fox on July 15th at 6:30 p.m. Strike one to Trevor Plouffe, then Kurt Suzuki and Eduardo Escobar against R.A. Dickey. He's got 2 home runs and a walk against Dickey in the first. That floats outside 1-1. Home runs coming from Santana and Dozier to begin the ball game. Inside 2-1. Now I asked you a question anticipating the answer that I got, but we'll start with that. Is the ball carrying better here than it did when you pitched here in the early 90s? Strike, and it's 2-2.
It's my opinion that it is. Yes, I think it's carrying a lot better than it did then, and the only difference is out in center field. They have a restaurant, a 2-layer restaurant.
Bouncer to short. Reyes has it. 1 down.
And in 91 and 92, that was enclosed with glass. Now, why that would affect? There's a shot of the restaurant in center field. Why that would affect it, I can't tell. The only other difference that I can visibly see is there are a lot more buildings around the outside of Rogers Center than there were in the early 90s. And that might affect the way the wind comes off the lake. I'm not sure. All I know is from what I see, and maybe the third thing is guys are bigger, stronger, and they're crushing balls, but it's definitely flying out of here more than it ever did in those years.
Dickey getting ahead of Suzuki, 1 strike.
We've already seen 3 home runs in this game.
1-1. Now, you broadcast games for the Blue Jays last year. You followed them all year long. Does it make any difference when the roof is open or closed these days?
It really doesn't seem to make that much difference. I think the ball actually carries a little bit better when the roof is closed. And that pretty much shoots down all my theories of what I just told you. The humidity, what they do is they'll open it up and then they'll shut it. And sometimes the humidity is trapped in here.
And Suzuki grounds a single to left with 1 out in the second.
Ari Dickey's numbers are much better when the roof is closed, and he's actually, I know he asked early in the season, same response I got when I told him to close the roof. As we only get so many sunny days here in Toronto, Jack, and people want to see the sun, so I kind of laughed when I found that out. But Ari has had better success with the roof closed than open.
Escobar the batter, Suzuki at first. And over for a strike. So you preferred to have the roof closed.
I wanted to take the wind element out of the scenario. And a lot of times when I pitched, especially early in the year, it would be sunny and 22 degrees and blowing like a son of a gun. Not literally, but it was cold and windy.
And that floats over for strike 2.
So you close the roof at 72 and there's no wind, and it's ideal for pitchers. The one thing, Dick, that we also talked about is the flags that are all the banners out in center field used to blow around all the time with the roof open.
And dumped foul on the left field side. Still 2 strikes.
And maybe they're tied them down better than they did in those days, or we don't have as much wind. It is a beautiful day here in Toronto.
2 strikes to Escobar. I don't know Escobar is going to try to walk that off, and that might take a while. This is when, if it happens to you, you don't want to look into your teammates' dugout, because they will give you no sympathy at all.
Which is unfortunate. But that's just life in the big leagues.
So you have a ballpark that, for whatever reason, the ball just seems to rocket out of here. Now you add a quicker surface, playing surface, and then there's no wonder why the Blue Jays are scoring so many runs this year. Just outside, and it's 1-2. I guess the better question would be, why haven't they allowed so many runs? Because they've got a really good pitching staff, and that, as much as anything else, might be why they're in first place in their division.
One of the biggest reasons, Mark Burley is really on top of his game. The Twins are fortunate to miss him, I believe, in this series.
This ball hit hard to center, and goes is right there. The Twins have been right on the button. A lot of balls hit hard against Dickey. 2 away here in the second.
They've got some new pitchers in Drew Hutchinson.
You see the American League All-Star
Marcus
balloting
Stroman.
with Jose Bautista, the top vote getter, and of course no Twins listed. The top catcher is Matt Wieters, but he hasn't caught in 6 weeks and might not catch again this year. Here is Danny Santana, who hit a 3-2 pitch over the fence in right center. He waits and fouls the first pitch back.
The Blue Jays, I believe, are exploring the option of figuring out how to put drainage underneath the surface. When the Argos, the football team that plays here in the winter, eventually gets a stadium off-site, they want to put grass on this field. I think it'll really drastically change the way this ballpark looks.
Fouled again, 2 strikes.
But that can't be done until they have less events that they basically can change things so much on this surface. And they need the drainage in the water system.
Because you have to have it open to allow grass to grow.
Sunshine.
Some of the time. 2 strikes to Santana. And a base hit down the right field line. Suzuki digs around second. And they throw behind Santana. And he gets back safely. Danny Santana continues to sting the ball. A home run to right center. And now a single to right.
Just another easy swing. You can see how his hands get through the ball. There's guys that, so many young players, you come up and you say, what sets him apart? Why is he so special? And obviously his speed is one of the things, but Danny just seems to have the ability to relax. He's very confident, and he's a ball player.
Dozier takes ball one. Dozier homer to left on a 3-2 pitch, scoring his 53rd run, which for the time being takes over the league lead from Josh Donaldson. He and Donaldson were tied heading into play today. There's a strike, 1-1. Dozier's 40 walks are third in the American League. Fly ball center field. Goes has a play on it and makes the play. The Twins leave 2 on in the second. It's still 3-2 Toronto. Blue Jays lead the Twins 3-2 earlier today. Nick Gordon signed his contract with the Minnesota Twins, got a tour of the clubhouse, even was taken out onto the field at Target Field, where he hopes to play someday soon. We're reporting to Elizabethton in the Appalachian League, playing rookie league ball. Laurie lifts a foul pop back toward the seats and out of play. Well, the Twins just drafting Gordon last week, signing him today, and if that betrays an eagerness to get your professional career started, well, that's all understandable, isn't it? Come out of high school and ball grounded foul. You've got a father who played in the big leagues. You got an older brother, a middle infielder for the Dodgers, and you want to follow in their footsteps as quickly as you can.
Times have changed. It's quite remarkable what the kids are exposed to early. Of course, the number 45 draft probably isn't invited to Target Field until he makes it to the big leagues. I remember when I was drafted, number 5th round draft, never saw Tiger Stadium until I was called up to the big leagues.
Yeah. 1 and 2, and now 2 and 2. Remember last year when the Twins went through that with Byron Buxton, and it was when the Twins were at home. So they put Buxton in uniform, sent him out to have batting practice, and so everyone was watching. And what I saw was a chopper to third, and Plouffe fires across. Close play, and they got Laurie by a half step, one down. what I saw made my jaw drop a little bit. I saw this high school kid who had just, I think, the week before graduated from high school, and I saw him hit one into the back bullpen with a wooden bat. And last year, you may recall, we had major leaguers who couldn't hit a ball that far with a wooden bat. And so, and I guess that was 2 years ago that they drafted and signed Buxton. Strike over the inside corner. Josh Thole, the catcher, hitting with 1 out in the second. Last year, Buxton, of course, split his time between Cedar Rapids and Fort Myers, and the hope was he'd be able to play a Double-A this year, but he's hardly played at all because of a wrist injury. Morales looking forward to his next at bat as a Twin. Thole flips one foul.
I had a similar situation when I was in Detroit. The Tigers signed an All-American football player from Michigan State named Kirk Gibson, and they invited him to come take early batting practice. Our first base coach Dick Trzaskowski throw BP to him, and Gibby came out there and he was literally tattooing the fascia of the upper deck, hitting a few up on the rooftop and over the roof of Tiger Stadium. And I looked at this kid and I said, my God, I've never seen this kind of power.
Fouled again.
And then I found out that he played football and never played baseball in college, and I go, that figures. Turned out to be one of my best teammates.
2 strikes to Thole. Anthony Goes will follow. Twins faced a Houston team, believe it or not, that played was playing its best baseball in years, and ball hit to Dozier, and that's out number 2. And the Blue Jays, too, prior to their series loss to the Cardinals, had won or split their last 7 series, so they are playing really good baseball. Owning Twin season tickets provides a guaranteed seat and a whole lot more. Season ticket holders receive a variety of experiences, benefits, and exclusive access, including All-Star Game ticket purchase priority. The best way to enjoy the All-Star summer is to join the Twins season ticket family. Call 800-33 Twins. There is a season ticket package that fits your budget. And we'll see you at the All-Star Game. That's not much more than a month away now, Jack.
It's getting close. The excitement is building. It's going to be a fun week.
2 outs and 1 strike to Goes, and a pop-up headed toward Escobar. And Nolasco has a 1-2-3 second inning.
is making his Twins debut tonight, and I asked him before the game if he was nervous at all, and he said, I'm too old to be nervous. He is just ready to get out there and play once again, and his teammates are ready to have him in the lineup. I talked to a couple of them before the game, and they said that changes the way this lineup looks. It makes it a much more dangerous lineup. Trevor Plouffe told me he is a proven run producer. He said, I've faced him time and again, and I know how good a hitter he is. Brian Dozier told me he's already fitting into the clubhouse. He's making a lot of new friends very quickly. So a good fit overall, and it really makes a huge statement. Ron Gardenhire said the players who are here know now that there is a belief in this team from the front office that they can really go out and make some noise come later in the season, guys.
It's amazing, too, isn't it? I mean, as Jamie said, how the inclusion of one bat can really fill out a lineup and stretch it out a little bit, and that's the hope for Morales. Mauer at the plate, a foul ball, 1 strike, and now 1-1.
Certain individuals, and usually it's an impact player, their presence just, I don't know, just almost automatically they come into a ball club new, and they dramatically change everybody else's attitude. They sense that, look, I need to play to a new level myself, and more times than not, that can happen.
Best example, I suppose, in Twins recent history was when the Twins got Shannon Stewart from Toronto, an accomplished hitter who had been playing. That's a significant difference. Different type of player as well. Mauer grounds one up the middle, picked off by Reyes. 1 down. But the Twins were limping literally and figuratively into the All-Star break, and the Twins brought Shannon Stewart over, and the results were immediate. Everybody from Torrey Hunter all the way through the lineup said just having that veteran presence, in this case at the top of the lineup, improved everyone's at bats and made the lineup much more formidable. 1 down in the third, and there's strike 1 to Josh Willingham.
Well, you think about what the Twins tried to accomplish with the pitching staff that they acquired in the offseason. The hope and goal was with Nolasco and Hughes, the new free agent signings, that they would get deeper into games, and for the most part they have. But they need to get Ricky and Kevin Correa on track, and Kyle Gibson needs to keep improving. Sam Deduno. Phil Hughes has obviously pitched very, very well for the Twins.
Hughes will pitch the series finale here Wednesday afternoon. 2 strikes to Willingham, and fouled back. Willingham with a bouncer to third his first time up. If you just joined us, all the action came in the first inning. The Twins hit a couple of home runs to start the ball game, Danny Santana and Brian Dozier, but in the bottom of the first, Edwin Encarnacion hit a 3-run home run. And Willingham takes one over the inside corner, 2 down. Second strikeout for R.A. Dickey. They've both been called third strikes.
You see the movement of that knuckleball, just barely spinning and really drops at the end. And Tom Hallion just having fun back there.
He's always had fun ringing up called third strikes. Oswaldo Arcia drew a walk his first time up. Check swing and a strike. Now that's the fastball, right? Or was that the fast knuckleball? There's not a whole lot of difference.
The answer is yes.
Yeah.
You really have to see the slow motion and the spin.
Another 80-mile-per-hour pitch, 2 strikes.
R.A. Dickey's fastball is not your typical fastball. It might touch well at 83 miles an hour. That's not a very popular big league number for a fastball.
Bounce to the right side. Easy play for Encarnacion, and a 1-2-3 third for R.A. Dickey. by CenturyLink, your link to what's next. By Northland Ford. Visit northlandford.com and your local Northland Ford dealers today. And by Grand Casino. The best stories start here. Blue Jays in front. Jose Reyes takes outside. Ball one facing Ricky Nolasco. Reyes hit a ground ball to Dozier his first time up. It'll be Reyes, Cabrera, and Bautista. On the outside corner, 1-1. Blue Jays coming into this game having won 20 of their last 26 games. So, yeah, the Twins are catching the Blue Jays at a time when they're playing very good baseball. Fouled back, 1-2.
Conversely, the Twins played the Jays early in the year, and Jays were really having some tough times. I remember that one game in particular where their bullpen couldn't throw a strike.
Yeah, the Twins in that series in one inning got 6 runs on 1 hit.
Of course, all the Jays can remember is that they set a mark in history for playing the coldest day ever in Twins history.
Talking with John Gibbons before the game today, and he said, did it ever warm up there? Because he said every time he saw the Twins on TV in April, the players had the masks on and trying to stay warm. 2-2 to Reyes starting the Toronto third. Up the middle and through for a hit. Reyes aboard. And that's the third Toronto hit. Fox Sports Supports is proud to collaborate with Stand Up to Cancer, a groundbreaking initiative created to accelerate innovative cancer research that gets new therapies to patients quickly in order to save lives now. For more information, visit foxsportssupports.com. Melky Cabrera singled with 1 out in the first and trotted home on Encarnacion's home run. Fouled back, a strike. Twins are 3 games below 500 for the 7th time this year. And in the 6 prior times, they've bounced back to win. They've never been lower than 3 games below 500. They've, in the other 6 games, gotten a really well-pitched ball game to win. Slap foul. Now, 3-run home run is not the way you want to start a well-pitched ball game, but Nolasco needs to kind of turn his Milwaukee game inside out. He gave up the 3-run home run at the beginning. Now he needs to put together some scoreless innings like he did earlier against Milwaukee.
One thing you can't do is bring back the last pitch or the pitch before, and he's had a tough inning in the first.
Half swing, but strike 3.
But I believe that Ricky's kind of fallen into a groove here, getting an idea, a feel for this mound. 1-2-3 second inning, leadoff hit by Reyes, and now a strikeout by Cabrera.
And now Jose Bautista.
Dick, if I might, I want to throw a shout out to the Montemita State High School baseball team. They're in the state championship. They're playing this week, and I want to wish them the best of luck. I know a lot of the kids from that area that have helped out with a lot of the baseball programs there. So I wish all the Montemita High School baseball team good luck in the state championship.
Now, forgive me for not knowing who are they playing.
I don't know who their first round is. I know that they've already played several games to get to the tournament.
Okay. Well, then, to be fair now, whoever they're playing, I want to wish them the best of luck.
Well, yeah, we want them all to play well. We really do. I mean that.
We got to drive this down the fairway here, Jack.
I'm not pulling against anybody.
A strike.
But I can pull for the local crew.
Says something about Bautista's popularity. He is the top vote getter, and he very likely will be voted onto the All-Star team for the 4th straight year. Grounded foul. Now, numbers aside, he is playing for a team that has not been in the playoffs since you guys won the World Series, and you're not anonymous up here, but you can be kind of off the radar screen for a lot of baseball fans here in Toronto, and yet baseball fans recognize the impact this guy has had.
Twins fans should recognize his voice. Yes. When he comes into town, he puts up about 6 home runs every single time.
2 strikes to Bautista. Reyes being kept in Nolasco's vision. Up and in, 1-2.
One thing that Jose Bautista should be credited for this year, something that he's been fighting for quite some time, is his disagreement with umpires at times, the calls, and he's really done an outstanding job of fighting that and not getting into umpires' face, because for those that observed Blue Jay games last year, you could see that when Bautista did it, it affected the other guys, and he has not done that this year. It's had a great effect. He's really been good at that, and John Gibbons in particular has seen the difference it makes, not only for him but for his whole team.
2-2. So part of the mantle of leadership, isn't it?
Yeah. He's just really been a first-class citizen for the Jays this year. He's worked hard. He's played better on defense. Done everything right.
Reyes goes, and Suzuki bobbles the ball. He had a pitch that he might have even had to backhand a pitch down and away, and Reyes swipes second.
And watch here how Kurt Suzuki has to pick the ball out of the dirt, and then in transferring it, the ball is just kind of bobbled, and Reyes with a good jump is easily safe into second base.
Base open, and a 3-2 pitch now to Bautista. Fouled back. A smallish crowd here, and Blue Jays haven't done well attendance-wise, and that makes the fact that Bautista is the top vote getter in the American League even more remarkable. It's not just Toronto fans that are, voting for him. People all around baseball. Fouled back. It used to be the bigger markets, even here in Toronto, when they drew 4 million fans years ago. Well, it was easier to get a Robbie Alomar or somebody like that voted on, but you'd call Toronto what, a middle-sized market right now? Not the city itself, but in terms of attendance.
Well, last year they averaged 30,000.
That's strike 3, and Reyes will advance to third. Now Bautista claims that it ticked his bat, but Tom Hallion isn't buying it. Another stolen base, but another strikeout for Nolasco.
And see what those hitters are always trying to take advantage. He misses that ball by good 5 inches, but he's going to try. Hey, that's a foul ball.
2 down, and Adam Lind, who was called out on strikes in the first, right before Encarnacion's 2-out, 3-run home run. Pulled foul. The strikeout by Ricky Nolasco raises another $1,000 for prostate cancer research. The Twins organization will also be donating $10,000 for each home run hit by the Twins this week in support of the home run challenge. 1 strike to Lind. Toronto's a great city, a huge city, but in terms of attendance, middle of the range.
Well, it's kind of surprising to me. Here it is, of course, a Monday night in Toronto, and a very relatively poor crowd. They drew almost a full house over the weekend. It was a giveaway day, but a lot of construction outside in the city here in Toronto.
Right.
I mean, they're blaming some of that on just hard to get into town right now with all the traffic and construction congestion. The Jays in a good position in their division. 5.5 game lead on Baltimore, who is in second place. You would think the attendance would be climbing again.
2-1. Chopped to short. Escobar with a head-high hop, and that ends the inning. On to the fourth. It's a 1-run ball game. 3-2 Toronto. inning slugfest.
Danny Santana leads it off. Then Brian Dozier follows back-to-back home runs for the Twins. They take a 2-0 lead in the first inning. And bottom half of that inning, Edwin Encarnacion deposits a hanging breaking ball by Ricky Nolasco with 2 men aboard. Jays are up 3-2.
Kendrys Morales takes inside. He was called out on strikes in his Twins debut. Morales leading off the fourth, then Plouffe and Suzuki. Swing and a miss. 1-1. I asked Ron Gardenhire today if Morales handles everything well here today, would you rule out him being in the lineup again tomorrow? This ball line foul, 1-2. And he said, well, it depends on how Morales feels. First of all, he hasn't played in the game for a while. He's just the designated hitter. Not like he's running around.
Right.
So far, he's just come to the plate and walked back to the dugout. 1-2. On the ground, stumbling a bit out of the box. Reyes throws him out, 1 down. But if he felt okay and if he handled things all right in terms of picking his game up and catching up to the speed of the game, then he wouldn't rule it out. 1 down, and that'll bring up Plouffe.
It's a unique situation for Ron Gardenhire. I don't think he's ever had a player as a major league manager that basically here in midsummer has not had any at-bats, and yet he's being asked to basically get himself in shape here at the big league level.
Plouffe fouls it back, and the comparison has been made while he's really in spring training. It's worse than that because all the pitchers are in 2 months into the season.
Yeah,
right.
They're fine-tuned, and there are not as many misfires. Can't blame it on cold weather.
1 strike to Plouffe, and a high fly to right hit at Bautista for out number 2. And that'll bring up Suzuki. Carsoup.com trivia. Could be knuckleball related. Nope. Since 1989, who is the Twins' all-time leader in home runs hit here in Toronto? And this ballpark used to be known as Skydome, now the Rogers Center, in the post-exhibition stadium days.
You got a guess?
I'm going to go with Torrey Hunter. 1 strike.
Justin Morneau.
Suzuki at the plate, single to left, got as far as third base in the second inning. And a ground ball to short. 2 of those and a fly to right. Another 1-2-3 inning in the fourth. Vince's Twins debut. Our Mountain Dew quick kickstart fans of the game, hoping that the Twins can come back and clinch a season series tie with the Blue Jays here tonight. Again, they haven't so much as done that going back to 2005, so it's been a long time since the Twins have had any success at all against Toronto.
I don't know about that fan there, Dick. I mean, he's kind of like me. He's got a Twins jersey on. He's got a Blue Jay hat on.
Yeah.
He's a little confused.
Here's Encarnacion. Up and in. Oh, strike called. Encarnacion, Francisco, and Lowry. It was Encarnacion's 3-run home run to take the game from 2-0 Twins to 3-2 Toronto, and that's where we sit. Missing the inside corner. 1-2.
In our pregame ritual, we're out down on the field during batting practice. We were talking about the shifts. Paul Molitor came by and talked about it.
Shattered bat, and the shift will pay off here. Dozier was lined up behind the second base bag, 1 down.
Somebody from the Jays side was telling Paul that Bautista, they were shifting early in the year, and Bautista just started hitting the ball the other way, and that shift, they don't shift on him anymore. And Paul looked at him and said, well, we're going to pick our spots. In other words, we're going to leave the option open that with all these guys in certain situations, they're still going to try to shift. Nobody on base, why not?
Juan Francisco struck out to end the first inning. Paul, of course, has great memories of this city, this ballpark.
Pretty much the MVP of our '93 World Championship team.
It was the World Series MVP,
yeah.
And of course the year before that, Dave Winfield had an impactful year.
I would call him our MVP of our '92 season.
2-0.
A lot of fun for me in those 2 years. Paul and Dave were parts of the Twin Cities, baseball youth gang that I played against Paul my whole career. Never played with him.
Strike call. 2-1.
Watched Dave Winfield in front of us both, and I was lucky enough to come up here and be a teammate of Dave's first in '92 and then Paul in '93, and both had just impactful seasons. Wonderful, wonderful teammates.
Whoa, this is a toss. That's halfway to the right field corner.
That's better than Manny Machado's the other day.
And this one was unintentional.
Edwin Encarnacion is another Blue Jay player that so many times last year the bat would go flying into the seats. Juan Francisco lets one fly here. 5th strikeout for Ricky.
Counts just 2-2.
Oh, excuse me.
Francisco threw one beyond first base umpire Sean Barber. That's a healthy toss.
Yeah, it's a 120-foot bat toss.
2-2. And now a full count with Lowry on deck. Nolasco part of a rotation for the Twins that has a losing record. The starters are 19-23. The Toronto rotation 31-16. And there is strike 3. It's been a good inning for Nolasco with a shattered bat, a thrown bat. Now a strikeout, 2 down.
The replay on that swing where, this is the one where he struck him out on.
The time now for you to tweet a photo using hashtag NorthFanPhoto. A chance to have it shown in an upcoming game broadcast brought to you by AT&T. Here's Brett Lowry. The Twins have spent this entire season playing somewhere between 2 games above 500 and 3 games below. It's been, for lack of a better term, a flat year. which on the one hand isn't a bad thing when you consider where the Twins have been the last 3 years. But the addition of Kendrys Morales was done with one thought in mind. The Twins are going to get beyond that flatline status and take a run at this thing, whether it be a wild card spot or a division championship, just out of Mauer's reach. And it's 1-2.
I like what Terry Ryan was quoted as saying, you know, why not the Twins? This division, I think early a lot of people thought that the Tigers were going to just get their whole act in gear and run away with this division, and it's proven that they are as vulnerable as anybody else in the division. So why not make a run and improve the team and do what you can do to, you know, you don't always have to think 3 years down the line.
High and tight. Tigers have some bullpen issues, starting with Joe Nathan.
And they've struggled out there.
Miguel Cabrera left the game yesterday with a hamstring strain.
Lost the game late on a David Ortiz home run off Jabba Chamberlain.
And now a full count to Laurie. They have a rotation that remains the envy of pretty much everybody else in baseball. But a 3-game lead over Cleveland, and then down to 5 games where the Twins sit right now. Up the middle and through, a base hit. Laurie with a 2-out single. And that'll bring Josh Thole to the plate. Thole with a ground ball to Dozier his first time up.
Pretty much the personal caddy of pitcher R.A. Dickey. Josh Thole caught him his Cy Young Award winning year in the Mets organization and came over here in the trade that brought Dickey over here.
You know, the Twins record is reason enough to imagine the Twins being a contender, but you look at how difficult this road trip is, and then you remember that the Twins against Toronto, Detroit, and Boston, the 3 teams they're playing so far, they're 7-4 against those teams.
They've won all 3 series.
And so if you identify those teams as being tough opponents and teams that are in the upper crust of the American League, and you've handled yourself well against them, all the more reason to do what you can to augment the roster and the lineup.
Absolutely. And Ricky Nolasco doing his part right now. Had a hiccup in the first, but keeping his team in this game. Just a 1-run game right here as we play in the bottom of the 4th inning.
And now he falls behind Thole 3-0. Number 9 hitting Anthony Goes on deck.
Pitch count is going to be a part of this game for both starters.
3-1.
Nolasco's 79th pitch of this evening already. R.A. Dickey has thrown 70 pitches through 4.
And a walk. Now first and second with 2 down. It was a 2-out at bat that cost the Twins in the first inning, with Encarnacion clubbing his 3-run home run.
And the difference in this game, you could almost say, was the walk to Bautista back in the first, prior to Encarnacion hitting the home run. Seems like the walks have a way of coming in to score. This is Ricky's 2nd walk of the game.
Goes hit a pop-up to Eduardo Escobar to wrap up the 2nd inning. Swing and a miss, 1 strike. This afternoon, Seattle shut out Tampa Bay, and the Rays continue to have the worst record in baseball. David Price, their ace, took the loss today. Swing and a miss, 2 strikes.
It's 2 breaking balls now that Ricky Nolasco has thrown to Anthony Gose. They're just under his hands, breaking balls that are coming down and in to Gose as left-handed hitter. He just has a tough time adjusting to that pitch. If I'm Ricky, I'm going to throw another one, see if he'll miss again.
0-2. Line foul.
Goes to the fastball, and he makes a mistake out over the plate. Anthony Gose with very good speed. Of course, he's got Josh Thole in front of him on first base, so that'd plug up the bases for him.
Another 0-2 pitch. Down on the dirt, blocked by Suzuki. While the Twins are in Toronto, the White Sox are playing the Tigers. And from what I understand about it, one of those teams is going to lose.
Usually happens.
And so if the Twins win here tonight, they'll pick up a game on somebody ahead of them, and that's, you just need to try to keep chipping away.
That's right.
There's a swing and a miss, and Nolasco, after the 3-run home run, has hung 3 zeros up on the board. Consequently, we have a 1-run ball game. Fifth inning. Twins with a couple of solo home runs. The Blue Jays with a 3-run homer. And remember, at Twins home games, you can bring your Circle Me signs, and if you get circled, you might find yourself in the Minnesota Lottery Winner's Circle, where you could win $100 worth of lottery scratch-off tickets, courtesy of the Minnesota Lottery. Eduardo Escobar leading things off, and there's strike 1. Escobar lined out to Anthony Goes in the 5th. Dickey ready to fire again. And this one high, 1-1.
Dickey doing a good job of first pitch strikes, 14 out of 18 with that first pitch strike to Escobar.
Darting down and in, a swing over the top, 1-2.
Some Twins fans in attendance here at Rogers Center.
2-2. The number 9 batter, then Santana and Dozier. Twins trying to at least get the game tied up. It was in the 5th inning that they knocked Dickey out in Minnesota in April. 3-2. Off the knuckles and near first base, an easy catch for Encarnacion. And
Well, not carrying to that side.
all season long at Target Field, businesses of all sizes gain a competitive edge by treating prospects and clients to a Twins game. Take advantage of all that Target Field has to offer to your business. From private suites to special group seating arrangements, the Twins group sales team can customize something just for your needs. Find out more. Call 800-33-TWINS or go to twinsbaseball.com. Here's Danny Santana, a home run and a sharp single, a bluff bunt, and ball 1. When Dickey faced the Twins, depending on where you are from, it was either 35 degrees Fahrenheit or 2 degrees Celsius. It felt more like 2 degrees Celsius. I know they're both the same, but it was bitterly cold.
And it was damp.
Fouled back. 2-1. Santana started this game in the right direction for the Twins.
Leads off the game with a home run to right center. Get the feeling that at some point, and it could be sooner than later, you're going to see this young man hit for the cycle.
One hop smash to Francisco, and Santana again put the barrel of the bat on it. 2 down. Well, he's hit a home run right-handed and now a home run left-handed. He has 2 in the bigs, 1 from each side.
He could hit it inside the park home run too. I mean, he's got that capability. He's an exciting young player. Twins are lucky to have him right now. Hopefully it'll continue to improve daily.
Here's Dozier. He followed Santana's home run with one of his own on the outside corner. Like Santana, Dozier's home run came on a 3-2 pitch. That one missed. 1-1. Fastball.
That was the fastball. Pumped it up to 83 miles an hour, I think.
1-2 to Dozier. Nearly hit him.
You see, Dickie, he's kind of in the pattern we talked about. He gets ahead, and then he's going to try to get you out with that knuckleball. When he's ahead, he's got a couple shots at it.
And now 3-2 with Mauer on deck.
And now the question is, what will he throw 3-2? Does he have the confidence to throw that knuckleball over and get Dozier to swing, who really rarely does swing out of the zone, or will he come back with a changeup, with a fastball?
Struck him out, and Tolle will have to make a throw. 10 men in a row have been set down by R.A. Dickey. He still leads by a run. Good start for the Twins with a pair of solo home runs, but they trail by a run. Ricky Nolasco will face the top of the Blue Jay batting order, starting with Jose Reyes. Ball one. Dick Bramer, Jack Morris with you on this road trip. Reyes skitters his way through the batter's box and takes ball 2.
Those starting pitchers have kind of settled in after a rough first inning. Pitch count now becoming a factor. Ricky Nolasco at 87 pitches here in the 5th.
2-1. fouled at the plate. 2-2. After tonight's game, the Twins have 100 games left in the regular season. I'd like to pick up win number 30 here tonight. 2-2. And now a full count. This is the one guy you do not want to walk. Reyes with a dozen steals in 13 tries. Actually 12 out of 13 now with his steal tonight. Wallop to right. And another home run. It's 4-2. Twins hit a couple of home runs on 3-2 pitches, and now Reyes adds another run on a 3-2 pitch.
Ball got out in a hurry. Another mistake pitch left up in the zone by Ricky Nolasco. Jose Reyes, a strong man, gets the bat head out. Ball flies out of here. And Ricky's going to have to kind of keep it in check right there. You don't want to let this game get out of line.
Cabrera takes outside, ball one. Cabrera with a single and a run scored, and then a strikeout in the third. Foul back. A little bookkeeping here. Reyes actually has 2 steals tonight, so he's 14 for 15 in the stolen base department. Steve Tollison there, former Twins farmhand, bench player for the Blue Jays. Off the outside corner, 2-1. Fouled back, 2-2. Nolasco's had a couple of games this year in his first year with the Twins where he's pitched well and deep into a ball game and kept the run scoring to a minimum. Now another full count. Had a start against the Orioles. It was a 9-inning loss. Gave up 3 earned runs. 6 innings, 1 run against the Yankees. 8 innings, 1 run against the Royals. There have been games like that, just not enough of them.
And Ricky has faced Melky Cabrera when Melky was a member of the Giants in the National League. Melky hitting fairly well off Ricky. He was 6 for 16, now 7 for 17.
To left center field. And Santana, Willingham in front of Santana. 1 away.
Well, if I'm Danny Santana and I see the hammer standing out there and he's not moving much, typically the rule of thumb is the center fielder gets whatever he can get to, unless the ball's hit right at the left fielder. But communicate. Whether you're at the little league level or here at the big leagues, you've got to communicate. Oftentimes, though, both guys are calling for it at the same time. They don't see each other.
Saw what happened last year when there was a terrible collision between Willingham and Wilkin Ramirez. There's another one hit to the same spot of the field, but deeper. Santana makes the catch out number 2. And Wilkin Ramirez is a pretty big and solid guy, and he ran into Willingham and ended up with a concussion. Bautista retired, 2 down, and now Adam Lind. Lind with a strikeout in the first and a ground ball to short in the third. See Bautista motioning. A pitch was up. Pretty much where Reyes's pitch was that he hit out. Strike 1. Pitch number 100 coming for Nolasco. Santana with another catch. 3 outfield flies after the big fly by Jose Reyes. It's 4-2.
a super slow motion camera from R.A. Dickey on his knuckleball. You can see how that ball just darts around. That's comes out of his hand. Very, very little rotation. There it is again, his release. Just ties up Brian Dozier on that pitch. Tough pitch to hit. Otherwise, everybody would be throwing it.
You ever try to?
I tried it. I had just as much spin on that as I did on my fastball.
That's not good, is it?
No, it's highly not recommended.
1-0 to Mauer. The 3, 4, and 5 batters up here. Twins now down by a pair of runs, and all the runs scored here tonight have come on home runs. Over for a strike, 1-1. Mauer did a line out to center. Anthony Goes caught it in the first inning. And a 2-hopper to short in the third. On the outside corner, 1-2. You made the comparison before, Dickey working a little bit quicker than Mark Burley. Burley still must have him in terms of velocity by a mile per hour or two, right?
I guess if you're really super analyzing this, the ball's getting quicker to the plate from Burley it is from Dickey because he's adding another 5 or 6 miles an hour. They both work fast.
1-2 to Mauer. Twins would like to string some things together here. There haven't been many innings like that, like the kind they had against Dickey in the 5th inning in Minnesota. Bouncer hit into the shift. Laurie from short right field gets Mauer by a step one away. And it'll bring up Josh Willingham.
Watch how deep Brett Laurie is playing here at second base. He's got some tremendous range, pretty good throwing arm. This time he just sort of lobs it over. Joe Mauer almost beat that throw out.
11 in a row set down by Dickey. Willingham's 0 for 2, a bouncer to third and a strikeout. Big swing and a miss.
There have been times where a switch hitting hitter will face a right-handed knuckleballer and he'll hit right-handed because it can put him in such a slump sometimes.
Hit to right center field. Bautista slides but can't make the catch. Willingham will have an extra base hit. And he'll round second and head to third. The throw from the warning track, a strong one. But Willingham stands at third with a 1-out triple. I've seen Anthony Goes throw before. He really.
Well, he's got a very good arm.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the most accurate arm. In fact, last year I was teasing Anthony when he came up. He threw a ball to third base and it was about 40 feet up the line. I asked him how many times he took infield in the minor leagues. He said that's overrated. And I said, well, if it's so overrated, how come you can't throw a strike to third base? So I also went up to him today and I was teasing him about what I said to him last year. And I said, you know, I already told all our players to go ahead and run and take third base. He says, all right, I'll get him.
Here's Arcia. Infield playing back with a 2-run lead. They'll concede 1 run here and a ground ball. Arcia with a walk and a ground ball to first, and he takes strike 1.
First triple of the season for Josh here. You're not going to see a lot of those. And it caught a break because Bautista committed to that ball. Probably should have played it on a hop.
Check swing. 1-1. Eric Cooper, the third base ump. An RBI chance for Arcia, and the Twins on this road trip need to do a better job than what they have in the past in these situations where the other team is giving you a run if you just put the ball in play. And that hit Arcia, and he'll go to first. And Dickey saying, hey, never try to get out of the way. And here comes John Gibbons to say the same thing. Arcia dropped that arm pad down. And Tom Hallion explaining why he awarded first base to Arcia.
Well, I understand the argument that R.A. Dickey's trying to put up because the hitter has to make an attempt to get out of the way. But as you see, Arcia just kind of dropping. I saw Don Baylor do that many, many times. Don was up on the plate a little bit more, and this is a tough one for the umpire because how do you differentiate whether a guy is just taking his stride normally and starting his swing or actually putting his elbow in front of the ball?
you can argue the case for either side.
Twins fans remember Cesar Tovar did that a lot. And of course, it's a little more.
Tovar did it without padding, though.
John Gibbons has gotten Tom Hallion to at least bring the umpiring crew in here. And I'll tell you this, if they overrule this call on the field, Ron Gardenhire is going to get out into the home plate area in record time.
I have never seen them overrule this. And I don't think they're going to change their mind right now. But at least John Gibbons got his point across enough to have the umpires gather around and have a conversation. I don't think this is a reviewable play at all.
It's not.
This is just the opinion of the other three umpires.
That there's even a debate. And now the explanation is going to the Toronto dugout, so we suggest
they're not calling in the runner, so
strongly suggest that Arcia will be awarded first base.
if you know John Gibbons the way I know John Gibbons, there's probably some humor involved with a straight face in that conversation.
And Dickey immediately saying, hey, Arcia kind of leaned into that one. A little humor along with the Texas drawl.
Right, right.
Now Kendrys Morales, who's 0 for 2 as a Twin, has a chance to deliver a big hit in his third plate appearance. First and third, one down.
Well, this is the situation that the Twins want this guy to be in. Obviously, he's probably not in the best shape yet, but.
And he takes what we believe is a fastball for strike one.
Kendrys Morales brought to the Twins organization because of his ability to drive in runs.
A great run producer, and he's asked to produce at least one here in the 6th inning. 1-1. Dickey had retired 11 men in a row, and now the triple by Willingham followed by the hit batter, and the Twins have a shot at a nice inning here. 2-1.
A little activity in the Blue Jay bullpen. Got a right-hander. I think it's Dustin McGowan.
Yep.
Up and throwing. It'll be the 100th pitch coming up for R.A. Dickey. Ricky Nolasco reached 100 pitches with his last pitch in the 5th inning.
3-1 with Plouffe on deck. We'll see what Morales gets here and whether Dickey feels confident in his ability to locate a fastball for a strike. Ball 4, and Morales will reach the tying run now in scoring position for Trevor Plouffe. This is the type of inning I was talking about, and I think John Gibbons is going to come out and bring in McGowan here. Twins haven't had many innings where they've just kind of strung a bunch of hits, walks, whatever together. And now the triple has eventually filled the bases with a hit batter and a walk. Rough start for Dickey when the first two batters hit home runs, but he's still got a 4-2 lead. 6th. Go back to our carsoup.com trivia question. I'm going to go with Torrey Hunter.
I thought it was Justin Morneau. I don't know. We're going to check it. It is.
Really? How about that? I don't think he hit one his first 20 games here. Seemed like a coincidence or not. He, of course, drew a lot of attention when he would come here, and it seemed like he didn't perform very well here, but he got 6 of them. All right, it's not sponsored, but what's your scouting report on Dustin McGowan?
Dustin McGowan came up in the Blue Jay organization as a starting pitcher. He pitched out of the bullpen last year, did a great job, and I think his wish was to stay and remain as a starter. So they gave him that opportunity this spring. It didn't work out too well. He's back in the bullpen, kind of taking over the setup man's role for Casey Janssen in most games. He's got a very good fastball in the mid-90s and a good breaking ball.
The American League leader in doubles, Trevor Plouffe at the plate. Bases full, 1 away. At the knees, a strike.
Starts him out with a little slider, kind of a get-me-over slider. The Twins could get right back in this with one swing of the bat.
Just off the plate, 1-1. Plouffe with 36 runs batted in. Tapper to short. He'll have to hustle. Out there, relay to first, a double play. And the Twins come up empty-handed in the 6th. Presented by Toyota. Let's go places. To find your nearest Toyota dealer and check out our current offers, visit buyatoyota.com. By Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, for the everyday competitor in all of us. And by McDonald's, where right now you can score a delicious creamy McCafe iced coffee starting at just $1.59. This is a beautiful city, one of my favorite cities to come to. I can understand why you enjoyed it so much here, apart from the winning baseball.
Well, it's a city that keeps growing, and that says a lot about what the city can offer people. It just, man, it just changes daily. All the buildings going up.
Encarnacion leading off the 6th, and Nolasco's still out there, and he misses ball 1 in ball 2. Nolasco over 100 pitches.
Caleb Thielbar is up and throwing. I'm sure Gardy's trying to hope Ricky can get through the 6th and save another inning here.
At least a fraction of it. Get as many of these right-handed batters out as he can. Way out in front, 2-1.
A little something off that breaking ball there. Edwin way out in front of it.
And again, it's something that might have been handled differently if the Twins had 13 pitchers. They really don't want to go back to that. Whether they're playing by National League rules or American League rules, swing and a miss 2-2. I don't think any manager wants to have to carry 13 pitchers. 12 should be enough. But then you're looking for a pitcher to pitch maybe an extra fraction or two of an inning rather than a complete inning.
Well, they had to go to the bullpen in yesterday's game. Glenn Perkins needed an inning just to stay sharp.
3-2. Encarnacion, Francisco, a left-hander. Encarnacion might be the last man Velasco is asked to get. Driven to left, a base hit. And Encarnacion has his second hit of the evening. Let's go to Jamie Hirsch.
Thanks, guys. Just want to give you a quick injury update on the Twins center fielder Sam Fuld. He's in the midst of a rehab assignment just a couple days ago, and so far, so good for him. He's with the New Britain Rockcats, and in 2 games, he is 2 for 6 with a double and an outfield assist. Obviously having a very good season for the Twins before he suffered that concussion a few weeks ago, but they are hoping that he continues to progress and can maybe give them some depth in the outfield, although Danny Santana has been doing excellent filling in.
All right, thank you, Jamie. Here's Francisco, and a swing and a foul, 1 strike. Twins have 3 games here, then an off day before the 3-game series in Detroit. Nice block by Suzuki, 1-1.
Now, when Sam Fuld is ready to resume play here at the major league level, it'll change a lot of the dynamics of Gardy's lineup. I would assume that he would be playing center field again. And Santana maybe have to get some reps at shortstop.
And the addition of Morales changes that somewhat too. Should be a double play. Dozier flips to Escobar, quickly turned 2 down. But now you've got Morales, who can play some at first base, but primarily he will be the designated hitter. So if you wanted to with Sam Fuld in right field, that might mean Arcia gets a full day off. I don't think anybody wants to do that too often. Same for Willingham in left. Escobar has kept his batting average above 300 at short. Santana simply needs to play. He's been their most impactful offensive player.
Well, you want Escobar and Santana to play, and the question is, where will they play them both? They both can't play at short.
1-0 to Laurie. Singled his last time up. Foul back. And Velasco be asked, in fact he is now asked to complete 6 innings. He's had a great chance to give him a lead.
111 pitches, so Ricky's getting that pitch count up over 100, which I think is very possible to do. He should be able to do it. He seems to be strong.
2-1. Home runs are even tonight. The runs are not. Foul back, 2-2.
Ricky throwing a lot more fastballs as this game goes on, just reaching back and challenging the hitters. Really mixing in all his pitches, both his breaking ball and his off-speed breaking ball, as his changeup.
Off the glove of Escobar into left field. Second hit in the inning. And everything's been hit sharply, so Velasco won't have a chance to complete the 6th inning, won't have a chance to win his 3rd straight start. The single by Encarnacion, even the double play grounder, and this single all hit sharply into the ground.
Second hit of the night for Brett Laurie. Gardy's going to make a pitch move. Caleb Theobar coming into the game.
He'll pitch to Josh Tolley with Velasco leaving after 5 2/3 innings. Twins.com at-bat app, and a subscription to its premium features on his smartphone or tablet are a perfect Father's Day surprise. Dad will have access to features like live look-ins, instant replay, live audio, free MLB.tv game of the day, and more. Visit twinsbaseball.com for more information. One of the best things about being gone on a road trip for Father's Day, you get to celebrate it early. So my kids presented me with my Father's Day gift the other night already. Very much appreciated. Thanks, kids.
I hope you're happy with it.
Absolutely. Deanna Navarro is going to hit for Josh Tolley with Caleb Thielbar on the mound.
John Gibbons counters Gardy's left-handed move. Brings in the switch hitting Deanna Navarro.
And strike one. Tolley's primary purpose on this team is to catch R.A. Dickey, and he was out of the ball game, taken out in the top of this inning. High fly to center field. Short right center field, and Santana nearly collides with Arcia this time. Catch is made, inning over. On to the 7th inning, and Danny Santana will hit as the Twins try to come back from 2 down. Story of the game.
Danny Santana leads off for the Twins in the first inning. Hits a home run, followed by Brian Dozier, the second hitter of the game. He hits a home run to left. The Twins are up 2-0. Edwin Encarnacion in the bottom of the first inning hits a 3-run home run, and then the top of the 5th to lead off the inning, Jose Reyes delivers the 4th run of the game. All home runs so far. Jays winning at this point 4-2.
The Twins had a great chance in the top of the 6th to get the game tied up or more. Deanna Navarro behind the plate. Steve Tollison taking over at second, and that pushes Brent Laurie over to third. But McGowan got Trevor Plouffe to bounce into an inning-ending double play. And so now the Twins will start the 7th with Kurt Suzuki, then Eduardo Escobar, and Danny Santana. Suzuki with a single and a ground ball to short. Those at bats coming against R.A. Dickey, who right now is the pitcher of record. Ball 1. Twins took 2 out of 3 against the Blue Jays in Minnesota. In fact, they faced all 5 teams in the American League East, and they've won all 5 series. So their record against the East is 10-5. Fouled back. 1-1. This is a kind of a surprise because I think we've all seen the Twins lineup struggle really from the beginning of May on. But right now in the American League, there are only 5 teams that have scored more runs than the Twins. And all 5 of those teams have played more games.
Well, that's one of the big improvements the Twins have made this year. Their run production, their offense. I think it's kept them in and helped them win a lot of games already this year.
Something we've seen them do a lot that we haven't seen in the last 3 years. There's a foul off the mask of Navarro. They've done a better job of scoring late. And of course what they need to do here in the final 3 innings. Navarro took a pretty nasty foul tip here. Ouch.
It's the face mask and then the shoulder pad. A double whammy.
And a grinning guy behind him,
yeah,
Tom Hallion.
Better you than me. I've already had one today.
2-2. Suzuki drives one to right field, but Batista can't make the play. Lost it in the lights,
yep.
I think, and Suzuki will hold up at first.
It looked like he had a beat on that ball, but then at the very last minute, appeared that the ball got into the lights. Batista's made that catch many times this year. Pretty decent outfielder. It'll go down as a hit.
I think it might have hit him in the wrist. Well, here's Escobar now as the tying run. Twins weren't able to do anything with the scoring chance they had in the 6th. Now they're trying to build one again here in the 7th. Escobar 0 for 2, a line out to center and a pop up to first. McGowan. Another double play. On the very next pitch, McGowan 1-6-3, 2 away.
Great job by Jose Reyes there to turn that double play.
2 away, back to the top of the order, and Danny Santana. Santana with a home run in the 1st to right center. A line drive single to right in the 2nd, and then in his 3rd at bat, hard one hopper hit right at third baseman Juan Francisco. So he's hit the ball hard 3 times. Tune in for baseball in the Dominican Republic this Friday night. We'll bring you an up close look at the Twins Academy, where players as young as 16 are chasing a major league dream. Danny Santana, graduate of that academy. Baseball in the Dominican Republic, the Twins Academy, after our Twins Live postgame show. Friday after our Twins Live postgame show.
That's quite a series. They've done a really good job with that.
1-1 to Santana. 2-1. I guess when guys got 75 at bats, and there have been some, strikeouts along the way, mainly on breaking balls down and in from either side of the plate. But he hasn't given away any at bats. I mean, he's worked the count a little bit.
Yep.
Not known as a guy who's going to walk a lot, but he's not really expanded the strike zone much at all.
Well, I think it's part of his maturity in the minor leagues. He was swinging a lot at first pitches. Now he's getting deeper into counts. That's all part of his experience as a hitter at the pro level.
2-2. Popped up behind third, chased by Reyes and Laurie. And Reyes with a catch right in front of Melky Cabrera. Twins get a hit, but send just 3 to the plate in the 7th. 4-2 Toronto, bottom of the 7th. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Minnesota Twins. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins LLC. You got my attention because during the 7th inning stretch you stood up, and I know a lot of people do that at the ball game, but I've fully expected you to do the OK Blue Jays thing between innings here. The little dance that they do.
There's been many times where I've made a lot of fun of that, and I have another whole story about my experience with that. Rick Leach, when I played for the Tigers, used to really mock that, and then he became a Blue Jay. And when I was still with the Tigers and Rick Leach was at the Jays, I forced him to stand up and do it, and his teammates had no clue what he was doing, but he said it in a way, "Ote, Blue Jay, let's play ball." And I know you had to be there to really appreciate it, but it always has a flashback memory when they do the Fitness Ontario version of the 7th inning stretch.
1-2 to Anthony Goes. Caleb Thielbar got a quick final out in the 6th. Hit the outside corner but missed. 2-2. Indians are thumping the Rangers 9-1 tonight. The Indians starting to get their act together. And now 3-2.
One game behind the Tigers in the win column in the Central. Kipnis back with the Indians made a difference for them.
And Thielbar got ahead of Goes and lost him to a walk. Now our AT&T fan photo of the game. Tweet your photo to #NorthFanPhoto for a chance to be shown in an upcoming broadcast. Brought to you by AT&T. And some dogs and some Guardy gnomes that they gave out. Very nice picture. Leadoff man is on here in the 7th, and now Jose Reyes. Side, ball 1. Thielbar having a tough time throwing strikes here in the 7th inning. Reyes a better hitter from the left side of the plate. Goes 3 of 4 in stolen base attempts. We've seen over the last couple of weeks teams exploiting the running game, or the lack of the Twins' ability to control it or record outs through stolen base attempts. Blue Jays are 20 now, 31 for 40 in stolen base attempts. Twins, counting the 2 stolen bases by Reyes today, have allowed 37 steals with 12 caught stealing.
Anthony Ghost brings a lot of speed to the Jays. He's bounced up and down. He's picked off right there.
Bauer's throw in time to get him. So Thielbar takes care of the leadoff walk by picking off Goes.
Goes trying to get the big jump, goes on first move, and Thielbar threw over. Joe did a great job of throwing a strike down to Escobar.
And the count to Reyes, 1-1. On the outside corner.
Now I was saying that Anthony Ghost kind of been back and forth several times to AAA with the Blue Jay organization. Has had a chance to play with Colby Rasmus, their everyday center fielder, on the DL. And he's made an impression this time. Solid defender. Can go get him in the outfield.
Blue Jays had another young prospect, Moises Sierra, with them when the Blue Jays were in Minnesota, but now he's in the outfield for the White Sox. High fly center field. Hit almost right at Santana. 2 down. And that'll bring up Melky Cabrera. Cabrera singled and scored in the first. Since then, a strikeout and fly ball to left.
It always amazes me how teams settle into a certain roster and how guys sort of win and keep different positions. Spring training, you have high expectations of certain guys, and it seems like a month or two into the season, a lot of things change. It does every year with almost every team. And then you play the rest of the season kind of grinding it out.
1 strike. Popped up near the Twins dugout. Bauer with room makes the catch. And Thielbar recovers from the opening walk to face just 3 men in the 7th. Thank you, Tom Hanneman. Brian Dozier leading off the 8th for the Twins against a new pitcher for the Blue Jays, Aaron Loup.
Cross-firing left-hander, ice in his veins.
And up and away, ball 1.
By cross-firing, I mean Aaron Loup will stride, and he will stride to the first base side and then throw across his body. Not necessarily a good mechanical way to throw, but it really works for Aaron.
Over the inside corner.
Really tough on left-handed hitters.
Nearly 100 relief appearances for the Blue Jays before this year, and he's had a very good year this year. Dozier's homered, hit a fly ball to center, and struck out. And now 2-1.
I think Aaron Loup has got one of the perfect makeups for a relief pitcher. Nothing seems to faze him. When I say he has ice in his veins, it's just that he never gets rattled. He never gets too excited. He never gets too high, too low. Great young pitcher.
Missing low, 3-1. Dozier tied for 3rd in the league with 40 walks. He'd love to get aboard here to start the 8th inning.
Twins need base runners.
Down just a couple of runs. And Dozier takes his walk. Leadoff man is on for the 2nd late inning in a row. And now Joe Mauer. On Friday, June 20th, help the Twins celebrate the 2014 All-Star Game by collecting your Harmon Killebrew 1965 All-Star Game bobblehead presented by Pepsi. Special collectible will be available to the first 10,000 fans through the gate. And after the game, stay for the fireworks presented by the Black Hills and Badlands of South Dakota. Get your tickets now by calling 800-33-TWINS or visiting twinsbaseball.com. Mauer with a bunt up the line, but foul. With the third baseman Laurie playing off the line, Joe decided to try to drop down a bunt. He's 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts against Loop.
Well, Aaron Loop very tough on left-handers, and you see that there was a shift on with Joe there. Not a bad idea. He's kind of been scuffling at the plate, and trying to move the runner into scoring position, get on base himself, take advantage of Laurie being well off the line.
0 for 3 tonight. 2 ground balls on a line out. Missing inside. 1-1. Up the middle, off the glove of Loop to Reyes, and a double play, a smash, hit it right up the middle. 3rd inning in a row where the Twins have hit into a double play.
Joe Mauer just can't find a break right now. Looked like that ball might have been heading up the middle, and Aaron Loop just deflects it a little bit right to Jose Reyes, who beats Dozier to the bag and then jumps, makes a great throw with his strong arm over to first base to double up Joe Mauer.
2 down for Willingham. Tripled to right center his last time up. An inning-ending double play in the 6th. After a leadoff single, a Escobar double play. Back to the mound. A 1-6-3 double play, and now Mauer's just hit into a 1-6-3 double play. 1 strike to Willingham. One and one. Over the inside corner, and it's 1-2. Further inside to get a called 3rd strike. And Luke faces just 3 men in the 8th. Matt Guerrero on the mound to pitch to the Blue Jays in the 8th, facing Jose Bautista. First pitch, a half swing, and strike one. It'll be Bautista, Lind, and Encarnacion. Driven deep to left. Off the wall on one hop, and Willingham will fire it into third. It's an opening double in the 8th for Jose Bautista. Bautista's first hit. Now there's a man in scoring position for Lind. He hit it right off the end of the bat.
He takes such a strong swing that it extends that sweet spot on the bat, I believe. He's strong. His hands are strong.
Lind is 0 for 3. Strikeout, a ground ball, and a fly ball. Every run that has scored here tonight has scored on a home run. And the home runs themselves are even 2 apiece, but the Blue Jays have a 3-run home run in the first inning. The Twins have a pair of solo home runs. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Another 90-mile-per-hour fastball, well located, and that's what Guerrero needs to do with that fastball. One and two.
Still important for the Twins pitchers to keep this game within striking distance.
And a strikeout of Lind, 1 away.
Adam Lind swung at that ball like it was a spitball. Something funny looking to him. The ball didn't seem to sink all that much, but he swung over the top of it. Kind of a funny swing from Adam Lind. It was a good sinker.
One down, and now Edwin Encarnacion will be walked. In the hopes, I suppose, that that's where Twins are hitting into so many double plays. Maybe they can turn one and get off the field.
And Steve Tollefson is on deck. He would hit for Juan Francisco when he came in.
Encarnacion fills first base, and Steve Tollefson, who was a 5th-round draft pick of the Twins back in 2005, ended up being picked off on waivers by the A's 5 years later. And the Twins organization made it as high as Rochester. In fact, got up to Rochester and the AAA affiliate for the Twins in 2009, and then the A's picked him up. Strike at the knees. Part of the year 2010 with Oakland, all of 2011 in the minor leagues, part of 2012 with the Orioles, all of last year with Charlotte. So getting a chance in the even-numbered years to play big league baseball. 0-2.
Matt Greer hoping he can get him to hit into a 6-4-3, 4-6-3, 5-4-3.
And a 3-pitch strikeout instead. 2 down. And that'll bring up Laurie.
See this last pitch. High fastball kind of catches Tarleton off guard a little bit. See it right there. Sort of a check swing, caught him in between. He thought it might be up a little. By the time he thought about it, it was too late. He checks his swing, and Matt gets a strikeout.
Laurie takes down and away ball one. Spring training, the Twins brought 3 former Twins back: Jason Bartlett, Jason Kubel, and Matt Guerrero. And of those 3, Guerrero is the one guy who's left with the organization. Bartlett.
Yeah, the other 2 started the big league season with the Twins, and Matty Guerrero was basically in AAA, getting his mechanics and all that worked out.
2-0 now to Laurie. Twins are due to send up Arcia, Morales, and Plouffe in the 9th, probably against Casey Janssen, the Toronto closer.
And he's up and throwing, getting his arm ready.
2-0 to Laurie. Swing and a miss. And at 90 miles per hour, and as you said, a little sinking movement and a well-located pitch, Guerrero's getting some swings and misses.
Good to see. Matt Guerrero has had a lot of work to get back to this point, and
came into this outing with just 4 strikeouts. He's already picked up a couple. To right and deep. Arcia back to make the catch at the wall. Leadoff double is wasted for Toronto, and it's 4-2 going to the 9th. Twins' first 2 batters homered. They haven't scored since. And Oswaldo Arcia will lead off the 9th against Casey Janssen, the Toronto closer.
Defensive change for the Blue Jays. Kevin Pillar will now play left field for Melky Cabrera.
Swing and a miss. 1 strike to Arcia. Morales and Plouffe scheduled to follow. Popped straight up in the air. Navarro with room. 1 down. Arcia now 0 for 2. He's walked and been hit by a pitch. Morales is 0 for 2. He walked his last time up. Morales was 0 for 2 against R.A. Dickey when he drew the walk against Dickey in the 6th. Dickey was taken out of the game. Toronto bullpen has benefited and induced 3 ground ball double plays. Whack to right. There's Morales' first hit. He jumped on the first pitch and he is aboard, and we'll see if the Twins get him off the bases for a pinch runner here with Plouffe coming up. Here comes Aaron Hicks to run for Kendrys Morales.
Yeah, good to see Morales get his first hit. He's probably excited about that. It's been a while.
And this is what you call jumping on that first pitch. A letter high fastball, and he turned it around in a hurry.
Casey Janssen works fast. Also, he throws strikes. He comes right at you, and I think a veteran like Morales knew that about Casey Janssen. He's going to start hitting right away.
And a chance for Trevor Plouffe, who came up with the bases loaded, 1 out in the 6th. And he tapped into a 6-4-3 double play. That was the best chance the Twins have had to get this game tied up or beyond. There's a strike, 1-1. Morales walked in a single, 1 for 3 in his Twins debut, hoping there will be extra innings perhaps. Tapper to third, out at second, and Tollefson can't complete what should have been a game-ending double play. Couldn't get a grip on the ball, and that will get Suzuki a chance here in the 9th. Century Link to what's next. Kevin Correa making the start for the Twins against Jay Happ of the Blue Jays. Well, the Twins given an extra out here. We'll see if they can take advantage of it. Suzuki with a pair of singles. Suzuki's faced Jansen 4 times and reached 3 times. A walk and 2 singles. Ball 1. Suzuki trying to keep the game alive with Escobar in the on-deck circle. On the outside corner, and Eduardo Nunez running for Plouffe advances to second. Runner at second with 2 away. Foul back, 1 and 2.
No stolen base for Nunez. That's indifference. No attempt
to hold him on or throw him out.
Right.
1 and 2. Twins down to their last strike. Driven to right, but twisting foul. Another 1-2 pitch to Kurt Suzuki. 2 and 2.
Suzuki doing a great job again of not offering at pitches that are borderline or off the plate. He's so disciplined in that regard.
Got a piece of it. Suzuki third in the American League in difficulty of striking out. Victor Martinez first, Jose Altuve second, Kurt Suzuki third. Just 18 walks, but only 16 strikeouts. Trying to keep the game alive. Liner to left and down for a hit, and it gets by Pilar. Suzuki will gain second base. It's a 4-3 game, and the tying run is in scoring position. Suzuki with a great at bat and an RBI single, his third hit of the game.
That was an excellent at bat for Kurt Suzuki. Kind of a mental mistake for the left fielder Kevin Pillar. He wanted to try to end the game, and by him diving and not letting that ball drop in front of him, it gets by him, and that puts Kurt Suzuki in scoring position now. So one swing of the bat could tie this game up for the Twins.
Escobar hitless, bounced into a double play his last time up. Strike on the outside corner. Escobar's hit the ball hard once. Lining out to Goes in his first at bat in the second inning. Off the plate, 1-1.
Glenn Perkins taking an easy time out there, softly thrown in the bullpen just in case the Twins could tie this up.
To left field and behind third, it will tie the game. Suzuki scores. Escobar to second with a double, and the Twins have come up with two in the ninth.
That ball found a hole. Brett Lawrie did everything he could to get to that ball, but it drops over his head. Escobar did a great job of fighting off a pretty tough pitch. Fastball on the inner part of the plate that he just flips over the head of Brett Lawrie. Ends up with a two-base hit. So that leaves both starting pitchers without a decision. Ari Dickey had a chance to win the game. Blown save now for Casey Janssen. Ricky Nolasco spits the hook, and he is no longer the pitcher of the record for the Twins.
Just the fourth blown save for Janssen in a year and a half. Here's Santana with a chance to put the Twins in front. The 8 and 9 batters come through right after the Blue Jays failed to turn a double play. It would have been their fourth double play, and it would have ended the game. But Tollison couldn't handle the baseball, getting it out of his glove. Suzuki singled, Escobar doubled, 4 apiece. 1-1. Of course, no error on the play, but right now Tollison would like to dig a hole out at second base and bury himself in it. 1-1 to Santana. Chopped off the plate. 1-2. Santana started the scoring with a home run leading off the ball game. Singled sharply in the second. Hit a hard ground ball in the fifth, and then popped up in the seventh.
And now Casey Fiend, I believe, is throwing.
Perkins is warmed up. Fiend warming up in case the game is tied going to the bottom of the ninth. Very high, 2-2. Jansen had only allowed 7 hits all year long, and the Twins get 3 of them here in the 9th. Three and 2. Dozier on deck. A great at bat by Suzuki, keeping the at bat and the game alive. Dropping a hit in front of Pilar and left. Escobar with a little pop fly just out of the reach of Laurie. Full count to Danny Santana. Fastball got him, and Santana slams his bat down in disgust. 2 in the 9th for the Twins. We'll have a bottom of the 9th and a tie game. Anthony goes and Jose Reyes. Navarro now hitting from the left side of the plate. Ball 1.
You absolutely nailed it, though, the last half inning. The Twins taking advantage of little mistakes. You can't assume a double play, but Tollefson did not turn what would have been a routine double play to end the game, and then the ball drops in front of Pilar. When he dives for it, another mental mistake. You don't want to put that tying or go-ahead run at second base. He did just that, and that run comes in to score. Twins tied it up.
2-0. Guerrero to Navarro. Guerrero asked to pitch a second inning of work. He pitched around a leadoff double in the 8th. AC Fiend threw 18 pitches yesterday. He's warming up in the bullpen. Guerrero needs to throw a strike here to Navarro, and does. 3-1. Navarro hit in the 6th inning and hit a fly ball to Santana. And it's a leadoff walk in the bottom of the 9th.
Flirting with disaster. It's always a bad scenario. Wondering, yeah, we're going to get a pinch runner for Yonder Navarro. It'll be another catcher. Eric Pratt's going to run.
And Anthony goes very likely going to be asked to bunt here. Nunez is already in on the turf.
Blue Jays have 3 catchers, and they're all become a part of this game.
And Kratz nearly got picked off first by Dozier, who was cutting behind the runner. Foul tip bunt, 1 strike. Mauer was charging in, and Dozier nearly caught Kratz napping. 1 strike. Nice catch by Suzuki on a pitch down and in. Near wild pitch. Up outside.
Has to reach all the way across his body.
Goes squares. Offers at it. It's strike 2. Does have a couple of sacrifice bunts. And we saw Guerrero with a pretty heavy sinker in that 8th inning. Might try to throw it again here. That's strike 3. He's done. A foul ball, and fails to advance. Kratz. And that'll bring up Reyes.
Little fundamentals that really can help a team win a ball game, and Anthony Gose fails to get down a bunt. There's a guy with speed. You expect a guy like him to be able to bunt, and just not able to get the job done right there. Twins get a break, and now Gardy's going to come out, probably make another pitching change.
Reyes, the switch hitter. Fundamentally, this 9th inning's been a disaster for the Blue Jays. The failed double play grounder. Casey Fiend will charge in from the bullpen to pitch to Reyes when we come back. Every goal and every game with America's pregame on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Tune in to America's pregame weekdays at 5 p.m. Central, only on Fox Sports 1, and to find Fox Sports 1 on your cable satellite provider, go to foxsports1.com. Casey Fiend pitched yesterday. Hadn't pitched in a few days before that. He should be ready to go here against Jose Reyes. Strike 1.
Blue Jays have played all their position players, so this is going to be the lineup as we move forward, no matter how long this game goes.
1 strike to Reyes. Chop foul, 2 strikes.
Melky Cabrera out of the game. Juan Francisco out of the game. Josh Thole, Gianna Navarro out of the game. For the Twins, Kendrys Morales out of the game. And Aaron Hicks out of the game.
being the third reliever used in relief of Ricky Nolasco. 2 strikes. And another chopper. Reyes a better hitter from this side of the plate, but the other options for the Twins, the closer who's not going to be used here, Glenn Perkins. Brian Dunsing pitched yesterday, and both Perkins and Dunsing gave up a grand slam yesterday. 2 strikes. To right field. And down for a hit. And you could see Arcia play that ball carefully because of the workout here this afternoon. As it was, that ball took a very high hop, but he dare not charge that ball because of the high hop. First and second, 1 down.
And the pinch runner, Eric Kratz, a catcher, didn't really get a good read on where that ball was going. Had he anticipated it a little bit better, he could have taken third base on that, because he knows the balls are going to bounce out there a little bit. But he had to hold up, thinking that maybe Oswaldo Arcia might get to that ball.
Pilar hitting, winning run at second with 1 out. Swing and a miss. Pilar 35 at bats, 8 hits, 3 doubles, 10 strikeouts in the 35 at bats. And Pilar with a big swing and a miss again, 0-2. He got ahead of Reyes 2 strikes, but then gave up the base hit. Kane with 19 strikeouts in 26 innings on the year. Could use 1 here. One and 2. To short right field. Arcia waits for the hop, comes up firing. Here's the throw to the plate, and the Blue Jays win it. A pair of 2-strike hits in the 9th.